Well, sometimes you have to keep your pets at home when you're out running errands, or maybe you are at work. Well, oftentimes you may wonder, is there something that you could be doing to make it more pleasant for your pet to stay home alone? Are there things that could be entertaining and stimulating to them? Well, today I am talking to Ron Levi. He is the inventor and creator of DogTV. Hi, Ron.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Welcome to People with Passion for Pets.
Amazing to be here. I'm so excited.
So, Ron, you are the creator, inventor of DogTV, which is such a cool concept. And I'm just excited to have you because, as a dog parent, I know that there are times when we can't take our dogs with us. And we always wonder, is there something we can do to enrich their lives while they're home alone, right? And you really came up with something, and I think that's kind of the idea. So why don't you talk a little bit about that?
I think that's exactly it. So many people just leave their pets at home, and many times the dogs, especially dogs, I would say, are not too happy about it. They need somebody there, they need presence, they need to do something, they're bored, they're irritated, they're barking, they're chewing the couch, they're chewing the shoes, they're annoying the neighbors. And dogs basically can develop a lot of issues when they're home by themselves for so many hours every day. So we thought there must be a solution to that. You're not there, you're at work, we get that. Nobody can walk your dog, we get that, but maybe we can use the TV and try to entertain your dog when he's there by himself. And we started over 10 years ago learning everything that has been done already. And there's so many studies about dogs and visual content and music and just stuff that universities around the world have been doing since the 60s. And we're like, wow, this is amazing. We can actually create the right content, put on the TV, and the dog will be better when home by themselves, happier, less stressed.
And it's really neat because it's not just content. Like a lot of times people think, oh, there's some YouTube channels that are streaming calming things, but you have different types of, you have things that are engaging to dogs so that they're not bored, but then you also have things that are calming. So talk a little bit about the different types of content.
You did the research, didn't you? You learned this whole thing. You can start your own dog channel now. This is amazing. That's so true. I mean, we still do with great pet experts. As I said, we came from the TV world. We needed the pet experts, vets, behaviorists, and all that to join us. So we have a dream advisory board, and they joined, and we started to develop the content together with them. And we learned that really dogs need 3 different things. And that's the way we structure the channel. So we have the relaxing content, we call it relaxation, which is a very important category on the channel because dogs need that when they're at home. So it's a lot of relaxed dogs and a lot of beautiful landscapes and relaxed music and all that. So it was also proven by studies that it helps reduce stress levels and relax dogs, 76% of dogs, in fact. So we are very happy about this content. The second is stimulation. If a dog is too relaxed and too chilled, more than 16 hours a day, that's not good. A lot of dogs do need to be in a playful mood and to jump and play. And if they don't have anybody to do it with, that's where we come in. So stimulation is a lot of dogs running around and playing and swimming, a lot of moving objects, animation, stuff that really can get them up and running and excited and get their heartbeat bumping a little bit faster, which is also important. Again, everything's in the colors and the sounds and the squeaky sounds and everything that will get their attention. So that's stimulation. And the third content category is called exposure. And the idea is to use the TV to expose dogs to stuff that they're normally afraid of, like vacuum cleaners or thunderstorms or fireworks or cars or strangers or doorbells or washing machines. We took the most common fearful elements and stimuli for dogs, and we actually create content around that. We put the sound very low in the soundtrack, so it won't be too scary for dogs. But over time, they kind of get used to it, and when 4th of July comes, they're kind of not as afraid because they're used to it by now. So we help them habitually. we help them basically desensitize them to all these elements. So they feel a little bit more safe and better when these things do happen to them. Exposure is my favorite content category because I really see that we're making a difference with this one, and we work with the experts to make sure that we're doing it right. And it's also based on a huge study from Belfast University in Ireland about using these elements to expose dogs and to make them a little bit better and more comfortable. So we're doing that. That's the three categories. And at night, we also have nighttime content, which is basically to get the dog sleepy and nothing too exciting. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's really great. And I'm with you. The exposure content, I think, is amazing. Again, as a dog trainer, we have used exposure type sounds for oftentimes for animals that are very afraid of fireworks. In fact, on my YouTube channel, I made a video saying, you know, start making sure that throughout the year you expose your puppies to these sounds so that when twice a year the fireworks come, they're not afraid, because who wants to live in fear twice a year, right? So
absolutely. And there's actually CDs out there. I know Victoria Stilwell has like a line of CDs, fireworks, or there's one called Noise Phobia, which is about construction work sounds and stuff like that. Anything that you can play to a dog that will habituate him, that will make him familiar with all this. This is you would know much more than me, but basically, even with, you know, people ask, we're expecting a kid, a baby to come, you know, what can you do? And one of the tricks really is, as you know, to familiarize the dog with all these baby sounds much before the baby arrives. We actually tried that once. I don't know if my dog was so excited about hearing baby sounds, nor was I. You know, when the baby comes, that's one thing, but to start hearing these noises before the baby comes, I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, that's the trick, basically, to play these things to the dog before and to get him used to it. And it works like magic.
Yeah, that's really amazing content. But you don't stop there. You just started a little while ago to also make content for dog owners. So now you have a whole nother wide array of things that people can watch.
That wasn't really the intention. We are a channel 100% designed for dogs, and that's our premise. But when COVID hit, a lot of people started to discover the channel. They were at home with their pets, starting to email us a lot, say, hey, this is not fair. We're here. We want to see something for ourselves too. You know, what about some shows for us? And we're like, all right, maybe stuff that the dog and the owner can watch together and stuff. So we started to develop a lot of shows for dog parents, but it's really it's shows that will add value to our customers. It's not just any reality show and stuff like that. We're really picking and choosing the right content that we are producing for dog parents. We just launched a week ago season 2 of our series, The Dog Chef, which is Kevin Matthews. He's the dog chef. He cooks healthy meals for dogs. So from that show, you can actually learn a lot of tricks of how to improve your dog's diet, and a lot of dogs have health issues, so how to tackle these health issues with the right food. So The Dog Chef is a great show. We have training shows with our trainers, Chrissy Joy and Laura Nativo. We have our amazing experts, as I said, with awesome tips. We have a new show called Pause for Love, which is a travel show with your pet. So it's this couple who's traveling in their RV everywhere in America with their dog Nash to promote the work of therapy dogs everywhere. And they sold everything that they had. They did a huge garage sale, and they said, let's go on the road for a year and just use this dog to help out kids and fire stations and stuff like that, police officers, and to promote the work of therapy dogs. So they've done it and documented the whole thing. I'm very proud of this show. It's a really fun show to watch. It's called Pause for Love. So we have that. We have other things in development right now that I can't talk about, but again, the idea is to create value, to give something that is positive, that is good for dog parents. It's not just to create any show with dogs. It's really to create good shows, and I'm proud that we're doing that.
Yeah, and I'm really excited about that content too, because it is fun. I mean, obviously, we're all about traveling with our dogs, and we wrote a book about traveling with dogs. So it's just great.
What is it called? Keep Your Paws on the Road.
Yes.
But it's in green. Dogs don't see green, Bridget. What you need to give it a bluish version to that book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have a special travel episode of The Dog Chef coming up just before Easter. I think we're airing it April 13th with Chrissy Joy. Do you know her? She's amazing. She has the Joy crew, 3 dogs. They're traveling everywhere. They're living in her van. Literally, they're showering in the van. They're doing everything in the van. So we did a special with her for the dog chef just before Easter. So if you do go out and travel with your dogs, here's what to feed your dogs on the road, stuff like that. So check out that episode. It's a good one.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And we'll be sure to, of course, in the description below, we'll share the links and make sure people can easily find that, because yeah, that sounds very exciting.
Yeah, it is. I'm very proud of this show particularly.
But it's definitely a great channel, not just for pets, but also for pet owners. Any thought of how do cats do with TV? Do you know? I know it's called DogTV, but I just wanted to put that out there.
First of all, it's a fair question. I personally thought of this idea this is a secret, okay, Bridget? I thought of this idea for DogTV because of my cat, Charlie. He was alone all day and I felt really guilty. And yeah, he just looked not happy. So I thought I need to do something, and the TV is already here. So I started to play with different types of content, and Charlie reacted amazingly. And that was the origin of this idea that became DogTV. But we know that dogs react to television. We know that dogs, especially to moving objects and to animation and stuff that move a lot, they have that motion sensitivity as well. Of course, they less enjoy seeing dogs on screen. So I wouldn't recommend per se using DogTV for your cat. But some of the content could be suitable for cats, and some of the music for sure. They see a little bit different also as far as colors and all that. So I would just say that DogTV really put everything to design it for dogs. But I know that we have a lot of subscribers who subscribe for their cats. I can share evidence. You want me to share a screen on Zoom, or not? Are we not doing that? You want to see it?
Yeah, we can do that. That would be fun.
Okay, here's some cats watching and enjoying DogTV. There it is. Okay, let me share the screen. These are just some images of cats that we got enjoying the channel. You can see that they're reacting. Some of them do enjoy watching other dogs and catching them and play with them. Some of them are just trying to catch a ball and the moving things. This one did it really well.
Oh, that's cool.
This one looks just like Charlie, my cat, and the TV.
Oh, that's so cute.
So yeah, there's a lot of and he caught the mouse.
Oh, that's cute.
So yeah, so we know of people who subscribe for their cats. I know of one person who subscribed for her parrot. Who enjoys watching the channel as well. And I do know of some people who subscribe for themselves and they don't have dogs. But I would say 99% have dogs and subscribe for them. I think creating the right content is really key, because if you just turn on any channel, and people have been turning on just animal channels or music channels or whatever, but they can actually increase stress. They can actually, there's a lot of noisy bombs or sounds on the news or whatever. And dogs are not particularly into that.
Yeah.
So
and that is so true, because we are animal trainers and behaviorists. And for many, many years, when we had clients that would say, what can I do to decrease my dog's anxiety when they're all home alone? We would oftentimes say, you could turn on a music channel, or you could turn on a podcast or something. But the challenge is, like you just referred to, you don't really know what will be broadcasted, right? And so sometimes there will be interruptions where there might be some other things that can be very disturbing to animals. So I do like what you do, because your content is specifically made for dogs and specifically made to decrease anxiety, correct?
Correct. And, some animal shows could be okay for dogs, but even on the Animal Planet or whatever, there's some scary stuff for dogs. The scary animals, dogs don't react well to every animal on the screen and off screen. And so, yeah, the key was really to create something that'll be 100% safe for dogs. So, people, it's a lot of responsibility. People leave their pet alone with us, and we need to babysit the dog. And how do we do that? So we need to create the right content that will be 100% safe nothing scary, no cats, no scary noises, or animals or stuff like that. I think that's part of it. Part of it is definitely the content, but part is like what do we do with content? Like how do we make the television screen a little bit more appealing for dogs, because they don't see the world the way we see the world. They don't see the colors like we do, and they don't hear the sounds, and they have a very specific taste in everything and a specific way of seeing the world. So we had to not just create the content, but really tailor-made it for dogs. And that's where the magic happens, really. Yeah.
Yeah, and that is so great, because quite honestly, at first when I came across DogTV, I was always told many, many years that dogs can't see the TV. And then the more I kind of looked at what you had to offer and the scientific backgrounds that you used, it's not that they can't watch TV, it's just the type of content that we watch. They can't necessarily see correctly, right? Can you speak to that a little bit?
But it also has something to do with the technology being, developed and evolved through time. When we started the company, it was beginning of 2010. And the first decade of the millennium, really, people had older TVs, had whatever, CRT TVs, and those TVs would actually flicker for dogs because they would broadcast in a much lower refresh rate. So basically they could see the individual frames, and it's not a very enjoyable. If I had to see TV like that, I probably wouldn't. So there weren't into that at all. But then a miracle happened for us, and everybody got into LCD and plasma TVs and all the newer screens that would broadcast more than 100 hertz, which is very high. And now dogs can see a smooth screen, just like you and me. So that was part of it. Definitely technology had part of it, but also really learning and understanding what a dog needs and how does he see, and the colors. We always thought the dogs see in black and white, and we learned that wasn't the case, and it's not the case at all. They see less colors, but they still see colors. They see blue and yellow and shades of gray and black and white. And we have to take this into consideration, creating the content, as well as the way they see the world, the visual acuity, the size of the objects on the screen, the movements that they're very sensitive to. There's a lot that we learn in dog science. We didn't come from the dog world. We came from the TV world. So we had to put, I think, 3.5 years of studying 60 plus university studies from around the world to understand dogs, to understand dog science, the way they see, the way they hear, the colors, the memory, the behavior, what they need, what kind of content. All that we had to put a lot of efforts into studying before we created any show on DogTV. So that was the very beginning of the channel. And then when we had that, we started playing around with content, created the pilot. Then we wanted to test it to see if it works. We did focus groups in LA and in New York, which were very beneficial to learn, to see the dogs reacting to different kind of content. That was great. And only after that, we created the content, and we launched. The first time we launched was exactly 10 years ago, test market in San Diego, California. Yeah, with Cox and Time Warner. That was February 2012. And that was like a test to see if it works for 1 year. And it was very, very successful. And then we launched nationwide 2013 on DirecTV, and growing ever since.
That's so awesome. So DogTV is something that is kind of like a channel. It's subscription based, and it's available wherever people can stream. Is that correct?
Not just stream. If you have a DirecTV or Dish or Comcast or Cox, RCN, all the traditional players, as well as the newer players, Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, and iOS, Android, and all that. The idea is basically to make it available to every dog parent around the world, because this could really help their dog if they suffer from such issues, to feel better throughout the day. So we launched, and we have subscribers in 75, I think, countries around the world, and we're available in cable and satellite operators in 14 or 15 countries. We just launched in a few countries in Latin America, and that goes really well. And I think this could really help. It's a very beneficial tool for so many pet parents around the world. So we're just happy about the way we grew.
Again, your website is DogTV.com. So that's where people can find you. But you also have a YouTube channel, right? So if people want to check out some of your content on YouTube, is it DogTV on YouTube, or?
Just write DogTV on YouTube and you'll find us. Facebook and Instagram, DogTV. We have weekly live events on Facebook. Tomorrow, I'm doing a live event with the Dog Shift to celebrate the new series. So, join us on Facebook. It's where it's at, as well as Instagram. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of new content coming up. I think there's something for everyone if you're a human or a canine. So check us out.
Any specials, any things going on that people should know
We
about?
had a very nice special called The New Normal, which is navigating life after quarantine with everything that's going on. And a lot of people went back to work, but hey, their dogs stayed at home all of a sudden. The dogs were very happy when the people were there with them, but all of a sudden the people went back to work. What do you do? So we did a 5-hour live televised event with 28 pet experts, the best in the world, not just from the US, everywhere, talking about this issue and about this challenge that people have right now.
Wow.
Including the whole shelter aspect, which people return dogs to shelters because they weren't there for them anymore, etc. You know about all this, I don't need to tell you. So that special was one of my favorite things that I've done in 12 years at DogTV for sure. I'm very proud of this project. You can check it out on our channel as well. And we recently did a show called One Night Only. It's also a special about the music behind DogTV because we're creating all the music in-house. We have 11 musicians writing the score, recording, according to what we know dogs need and want, it relaxes them, etc. So we have amazing musicians. We did a music special. As a musician, I was very proud of this. And that's also available on our channel. I think it's even maybe free. Maybe you don't need to pay. I don't know. Just check out the channel, dogtv.com, and there's gold over there. And a lot of things are free and a lot of things are not free, but worth it. Just check it out. This was fun. You've got a great show, and I'm going to try reading that book. We'll see. I want to learn more about traveling with pets. It's a big, big thing, definitely. And there's a lot of things I can learn. That's so great. We have on Spotify an album called DogTV. Travel with Your Dog, I think that's the name, or Music to Relax the Dog on the Road or something.
Oh, cool.
So it's free, just check it out. It's not just on Spotify, it's Apple Music, it's everywhere pretty much. So you can, when you do travel with your pet, you can just turn it on and it relaxes your pet in the car. So yeah, it's very, I think music can do miracles with pets. I think sound can do, we studied something called sound therapy for this whole thing. We not just use music, we use a lot of sound design, and we use low sound frequencies that tend to relax dogs, really low frequencies. We put in very low in the soundtrack, but it really relax. It can heal enzymes. It can really help reduce stress. We studied this. So I really believe in music and sound to do with pets, not just dogs, but overall, it's a very interesting, it's called bioacoustics, this whole area. And I think it's just amazing.
So wonderful. Well, it's such a pleasure to meet you. Great guy. And
it was great.
Great product.
Thank you. Great show.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
So if you enjoyed the interview today, then be sure to like and share it, and also go over here and check out our previous interviews with people with passion for pets.